How you guys doing tonight? Coach Burt, Saturday night. It's probably 8:30. I just finished a boxing round, my second boxing round of the day, and went out for a nice bike ride. It's probably 80 something degrees here in Watercolor, Florida. And I'm down at my house in Florida doing some rejuvenating, relaxing, right? Taking some time to regroup, rethink. I got a big October that's really, really overbooked and ridiculous. From everywhere from LA to Jackson Hole to I don't even know where all I'm going to be in October. I just know I got 2 trips to Florida for retreats. Steven, what's up, Melanie Mayo? My mother, you should be down here, Mom. It's actually starting to cool down here in Florida. Now, I was listening to some video a minute ago when I was boxing and when I was out riding my bike, and it got me thinking about this journey to go from a baby star to a big star. And I think a lot of you are on that journey. You're trying to go from nobody to somebody. And what does it take, man? What does it take to go from nobody to somebody that's impacting millions of people? What does it take to write best-selling books? What does it take to fill up arenas? What does it take to, or whatever you're doing for a living, what does it take to go from a baby star to a big star, man? I remember at 15 years old, Angel, having I was in the Beta Club, and I was running for a national Beta Club office, Don Hoff, and man, I was in front of people speaking, and that was part of my role. Is I was get in front of people and speak and try to get them to enroll in a mission to vote for me for a national office. And man, I remember at that time kind of making up my mind. I don't know what I'm going to do or what I'm going to become in the world, but man, I want to be something big. I want to be something big. And then I remember at 18 years old getting my first coaching job, kind of starting to cultivate a dream of being a head coach, man. And I had this dominant aspiration. And I said, man, what have I got to do? I got to be an assistant. I got to coach at an elementary school. I got to sweep the floor. I got to drive the bus. I got to coach the kids. Whatever I got to do to go from A to B is what I'm willing to do. And many other people that I came across or worked with simply weren't willing to do whatever they needed to do. They would talk about how they had dreams and aspirations and goals and ambitions, but their talk didn't match their walk. Denise, right? Their talk didn't match their walk. Like they said they wanted to do something big, but then when push comes to shove, if it was inconvenient, they didn't want to do it. So I start coaching very early in life. At 18 years old, I'm interviewing for my next job, and I said, man, I'm going to expand my resume. I need to expand my resume, Larry. I need to get a bigger resume. So I said, you know what? I'm going to coach girls. So I started coaching girls, Denise, and that expanded my resume because I could go to boys or girls, right? And then at 19 years old, I get a phone call to kind of go up to the big leagues, right? You're either playing in the amateur leagues, you're playing in the developmental leagues, or you're freaking being called up to the major leagues. And it's all dependent on your skills, man. It's all dependent on your knowledge. It's all dependent on your skill. It's all dependent on your desire. It's all dependent on your confidence. So you're playing in one of those levels right now. You're an amateur, you're in a developmental league, you're in the minor leagues, or man, you're freaking trying to get to the major leagues. And the major league players got major league skills. They got major league desire. They got major league ambition. They got major league, right? Like they don't have major league excuses. Okay? And so, man, I'm grinding it out 19 to 25, and I sit down at 25 years old. This is the first big thing I did to become a person of interest is I sit down and I wrote a book. Okay? And I'm constantly telling people to write their first book. We can help you write that book. We've produced, I think, through our group, 7 or 8 bestsellers, Amazon bestsellers, of people who have gone through my coaching programs that have gone on to write their books. Denise, who is on here, has gone on to write their books, right? Derek Fassey is going to write a book. I think about David Perez, who's at my lodge today doing his own event, wrote an Amazon bestseller, Build Your Own Economy. And, man, here's the deal. That's the first thing I did. I'm 45 years old, guys. If you backtrack and said to me, what's the number one thing you did 20 years ago to start this cycle of going from a baby star to a big star, man, is I started working the muscle. I started consuming as much content as I could. I started mastering content. I started digesting content. I started codifying content. I started writing books, and the books gave me a message, and the message got me in front of people. You got to remember, I was a high school basketball coach. So I don't care what you're doing for a living. If you're driving mail for the post office, if you're an assistant to someone, if you're in some kind of other role, but you got a dream of going from a baby star to a big star, D. Hodges, if you got a dream, then that dream has got to be backed up by persistence and consistency. And you got to back it up with skill. It's one thing to have a dream. It's another thing to back it up with skill and to improve that skill. So 25 years old, I write my first book. And, man, I had no idea what the book would do. I really didn't know what I was doing. But when in doubt, take an action. That's in my new book, Flip the Switch, coming out next year. When in doubt, take an action. Pick up the phone. Make a phone call. Make a text message. Do a video on a Saturday night. Do something. Okay? Because the world rewards action. It doesn't reward talking. It doesn't reward excuses. It doesn't reward, some days or wannabes or whatever you want to be, man. So 25 years old, I write this book. And now I'm looking back on it, I'm going, man, what was I really becoming a master at? And what I was really becoming a master at is synthesizing information, breaking that information down, codifying that information, right? And then packaging. This is very important, Carol Wesley, because you're getting into podcast and how you're building your life and your legacy. And I became a master at breaking content down and codifying that content. And then packaging that content and then delivering that content to the world in the way that got a person to take an action. This is so critical. I can't tell you how many speakers I see that get on stage, man, and they can't deliver an impactful message. Therefore, they don't create the transformation. Therefore, they don't get asked to come back. They don't know how to make a back-end offer. They don't know how to take a speaking engagement and turn it into $30, $40, $50, $100,000. They don't know how to do this because they never mastered a primary skill. If you're going to go from the minor leagues to the major leagues, man, you got to skill up. Okay? You got, as who is it says, you got to become a skillionaire. Skills gets the deals, Chris Rude says. Listen, money doesn't buy you freedom, man. Skills buys you freedom. So if you're watching the artist that is performing every day, that is in the game, right? That is getting better versus here and there, and I'm trying to write a book, and I'm trying to get on stage, and I'm trying to do this. So what I did is I sat down, and instead of talking about doing it, I did it, man. I wrote a book, and I followed the book up with a second book. I followed the book up with a third book. And at that time in my life, I would literally go speak anywhere where they would have me. I call it the bad chicken circuit. Like anywhere they would feed me, I would speak. Old clubs, new clubs, kids clubs. I remember driving 2 hours to speak for two kids. They were like 7 and 9 years old at a leadership camp, right? And that's what I was doing. So what's up, Wendy? So when you think about that, okay, when you think about that, I would just ask you, how big is your desire to go from a baby star to a big star? How big of a stage do you want to be on? How many people do you want to help? How much fight do you have in the dog? How much prey drive do you have to go from A to B? How much, like, what is it, man? Or do you just want to be an average person that does average things, that produces an average life, that gets average results, man? And then you whine and bitch about it. What's up, Brad Fowler? Right? I can't make this decision for you. See, I made this decision. And then my decision is backed up by a lot of commitment. I was looking at my schedule for next week, and I was telling Emma on my team, I was like, man, I'm tired just looking at it. I got to go do 4 things in L.A., get on a plane, go to Denver, go to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, come back, do this, right? Like, it makes me tired just thinking about it. But you know what? I'm going to love every bit of it, Jimmy, of being in the game, right? But at some point in everyone's life, when we start getting to the next level, we start stepping back, we're going, okay, how do we produce assets? How do we produce more money? How do we get in our strength zone so we can do what we really want to do, right? How can we be a big star in our arena? How can we pick a lane? So at 31 years old, I retired from athletic coaching after we'd won a championship. It took me 10 years to win a championship, folks. 10 years of recalibration, 10 years of figuring something out, 10 years of getting knocked down, 10 years of pure grind. But I was learning, man. I was going to college. I was getting paid to go to college. And what I was learning was how to take people from all walks of life, all socioeconomic backgrounds, one parent, no parents, two parents, rich, poor, black, white. It didn't matter. I was learning how to take a group of people, get buy-in. Listen to what I'm about to tell you, man. Get buy-in. Get them excited about their future. Skill them up and help them go achieve goals they couldn't achieve unless they had a coach. That's what I was learning. Okay, and don't ever underestimate a cycle of practice when you're going from a baby star to a big star, of working the muscle. When you go see the artist sing and you pay $500 for a ticket and you sit down front and you're like, how are they so good? It's because they played thousands of times in little bars and dive bars and to drunk people, and they played 4 times a day, and they drove across the country, right, to just to get in front of an audience to practice. And lots of business people don't think like this, man. And they don't have a big dream. They don't have a big goal. They don't have a big ambition. They don't have some future pulling them towards something. So at 31 years old, I walked in and retired. I still remember the day I retired. I drove across town to speak. Reeves Sane, my buddy Shane Reeves, hope he runs for mayor of Tennessee, governor of Tennessee, spoke to his company. Rick Sane and Shane Reeves owned a pharmacy. I spoke. I drove straight back to my office, called the team together, says I'm retiring. And I cried, and they cried. And I said, man, it's time for me to go do something bigger. And for those of you out there that are muddling along at a nominal level, doing average things, when you have an extraordinary gift or talent and you're not doing something with it, it ain't anybody's fault but your own, man. You can blame you. I was scared to death. All I had ever done was coach. I had insurance, I had benefits, I was making, I don't know, $55,000, $60,000 a year, I had a great 2-bedroom condo, and I left all of that behind to pursue this, right? And I didn't have a selling system, I didn't have an explanation of service, I didn't have a follow-up system, I didn't know how to get referrals. All I had was confidence, man, and a dream. That's all I had. And so I started off, the first big contract I signed, canceled my contract in the first 3 months. They ran out of money. They had a tax issue. They canceled my contract. Now I'm broke. I'm out there trying to speak. And, man, I didn't even understand this formula. Intuitively understood it. You don't need more money. You need more people. And so I just said, man, just get me out in front of people. As long as I can get out in front of people, as long as I could get out in front of people, man, I was good. You don't need more money. You need more people, Sonia. Okay, and when you get this concept, you get that the people have the money. So this is a constant game of, man, how do I get in front? Right now I'm getting in front of more people. We'll send this to YouTube and it'll get us in front of more people. There'll be somebody watching me say, man, I want to go from a baby star to a big star. I want to come to Person of Interest with you and Brad Lee. Okay, what's up, Joseph? I want to come to Las Vegas with you and Brad Lee for Person of Interest. We're about to release a Person of Interest in Phoenix, Arizona in November. And they're going to say, man, I want to be associated with something you're doing, Coach. I want to come to that lodge. I want to get on the jet. I want to play at a bigger level. And so 31 years old, man, I get in the game. And I'm like, all right. First, I started speaking. Speaking led to coaching. Coaching led to publishing. Publishing led to this, right? Man, it's like boom, boom, boom. I'm going to keep going, man, until I get there, Joseph. I'm going to keep going until I get there. And you say, well, how do you know when you get there? You already spoken at 10X. You've already built a multi-million-dollar company. You already did this or this, Daniel Hodges. Man, it's not really about, like, getting somewhere. It's really about the pursuit of one's potential. And nobody really can understand that potential except you. It's me versus my potential. So for me, I grew up studying Covey, 7 Habits, Collins, Good to Great. And so I remember meeting Covey at 25 years old, or 25, 26 years old. And I'm like, man, when I grow up, I want to be like that dude. I'm going to keep going, Timothy, until I impact as many people as that dude. Now, this is where the grind comes in, because I've written books that we didn't sell 5,000 copies. I've had speaking engagements to 4 people. I've done workshops where 7 people showed up. I've done webinars where 3 people showed up. I've pumped out videos where 100 people watched. Like it's just this pure grind to try to figure out, how do I break through? How do I become a nationally known person? So every time I ask my agent in New York City, I'm like, man, dang, this is a grind. The grind is necessary. What I mean by the grind is out there doing it for you to work the muscle, to master a skill, to impact people. Okay, you have to go through. The price must be paid, and the process must be followed. There is no shortcut to success. You have to go through it to work the muscle, to build the skill, to impact the people. Then you got to learn how to, right? I remember, I think it was Ed Milet said this to me. Ed Milet said to me, man, you're real good, but you're not real known. He said, you got to understand this ain't business, Eric Tibbs. This is show business, man. You got to learn to play the game. You got to learn to promote. You got to learn to get out there. You got to learn to, right? That's like, you're right, man. That's a secondary skill for me. So you got this primary skill, and the market never lies about what your skill value is worth, okay? You can come up with some kind of concoction about what your value is, but the market actually tells you what your value is, okay? And the market tells you you are good or you're average or you're bad. So if you distribute your talent at a very low level, you got a talent. First step is find that talent. This is something I've really been helping people do lately. It's been so impactful. Help people find their talent. What's up, Dale Childress? And then learn how to package that talent, and then learn how to distribute that talent to the world at a very high level. If you're not making the amount of money that you want to make, then it's an indication, man, that you're not distributing your talent either to enough people or at a high enough frequency. It's literally that simple. You don't know what it is. So 30, probably 40, 41 years old, I speak at 10X. 10X opens me up to an international market. I was not ready. I wish I had more coaching. I wish I was ready to capitalize on such a wide audience. But nonetheless, it taught me some valuable lessons, man, is that I did have the skill to go big. I needed better marketing. I needed better promotion. I needed more strategic partnership. Okay, right, Tommy Davidson? Congratulations on your event, Tommy. Hate that I couldn't be there. That's a great cause, number one, and that's a great amount of money you raised in one night. So, I mean, what I was learning when I spoke at 10X is, man, I can do this. I can do this, man. I'm as good as that dude, and that woman, and this person, right? You don't have a talent problem, you got a marketing problem. And so it's like, now, how do you literally get in front of more people? Well, guess what? You just do it. You do what I'm doing right here on a Saturday night, man. You come into people's homes. You get up on Instagram. You get on stages. You write books. You have your own podcast. You do everything I teach in person of interest. And then when you get better, the market begins to see you, Kirk, and recognize your talent. And they go, you got something special. And we want more of it. Wallace Wattles in The Science of Getting Rich calls it the impression of increase. And a shout out to Paul Martinelli, who helped John Maxwell do $350 million, who taught me that concept. The impression of increase. You are a person of advancement. You give off to the universe that when people are with you, they're going to be in a better place, man. You're going to make them think better. What's up, Samantha? They're going to make you think better. You're going to play at a higher level, and you can't give away what you don't have. So, I hear a lot of people say fake it till you make it. That's just a way of saying just keep working the muscle. Keep getting better. You don't know when you're going to break through. You just know that you're going to break through when your skill is stronger. So all of what I'm telling you tonight, guys, is just something I was thinking about, had on my heart. Like I said, I did some boxing for the second time. And then after I did the boxing, Johnny and Lori, I went for a bike ride. Man, I'm just thinking, man, so many people trying to make it big. It ain't their prey drive. The prey drive is not the problem. Those people have the prey drive. What they don't have is they're lacking either knowledge, skill, or confidence. And I'm going to put confidence in the bucket of considerations. Considerations you don't believe you're worthy of. You don't believe that you can do it. You don't believe, what's up, Brent? You don't believe that you can get it to the next frequency. For some reason, there's a consideration, which is an internal thought, that prohibits an external action. So where does the belief come from? It comes from confidence. Where does confidence come from? Internal knowing you can create or manifest. Where does internal know come from? Consistency. repetition, role play, being battle tested like me and Dr. Elko talk about. Okay? So if you're out there and you're trying to go baby star to big star, man, ask yourself this question from A to B. What is B, number one, to you? B to me is internationally known. Wall Street Journal bestseller with my new book. At least, thousands of people in my coaching programs. That's what B is to me, man. That's my B. Okay? Now, how do I go from A to B? Knowledge, skill, desire, confidence. One of those four things is keeping you. And sometimes it ain't knowledge that you got to go get it from somebody. I was constantly thinking about this. I was watching a thing with Cardone and Chris Voss, and I was thinking, man, I could get better negotiating. Right? That's because I negotiate every single day. Man, I need to go do something with Chris Voss. I was thinking, right, when it comes to finances, man, I need to learn how to play the asset game. Look at asset classes. Take money and put it into assets that appreciate. Truth is, this house that I'm in right now, I could sell for $1 million. I could make $1 million on this house right here. My wife's not going to let me sell it, but I could make $1 million on it right now if I put it on the market tomorrow of straight profit. Okay, because it's appreciating in value. 37% homes are up 37% in the last 6 months in this area right here of 38 watercolors. One of the hottest areas in the world, man. So these are areas we got to get better. So for you, knowledge, you don't have it, who's got it? Skill, okay? This is one of the biggest plays, man. Pray drive, confidence. What is the area that's prohibiting you from going from A to B? And do you even have clarity of B? Like I said, my B's Wall Street Journal bestseller. I'm going to need your help. You can pre-order the book, Flip the Switch, right now. I'm going back and working on it again. I got a new editor. We're working on it again. Go deeper and go deeper and go deeper. I could have pumped it out, but I said, no, it can get better. And my editor and my publisher said it can get better. And my agent said it can get better. So, man, I'm trying to go deeper on it. Okay? I'm going to make it better. So that's a big one. Trying to get to 10 million in my business. Okay? That's a B. Trying to get to thousands of people in my monster producer. Trying to be internationally known, man. That's where I'm trying to go here. Why to do all this stuff? I don't know if I could always tell you that, man. You've heard me say in my new book, Chapter 2 is it's called Screw Your Why. I don't think you have to find your why to do something big in the world, man. I think you got to pursue different things and your purpose finds you. So, man, I hope this has been valuable for you tonight. I just had this on my heart to share with you. I'm in kind of a relaxed state because I'm in Florida, at my house in Florida. The whole purpose of me coming down this week was to actually get some rest. I've been on the road like crazy. And spending some good time with my kids, okay, and just relaxing, man. I don't do much of that. But when I relax, my mind gets relaxed. And when I get relaxed, I want to do things. And when I do things, man, I want to go to the next level. All right, it's a vicious cycle, Nathan Weathersby. It's a vicious cycle. I need time. I crave time off. Then I get time off. Then I get inspired. Then I want to go back to work, man. I know it's all screwed up, but that's just the way it is, man. So, thank you guys for joining me tonight. My name's Coach Micheal Burt. If you're just following me, I put all of these videos on YouTube. Follow me on YouTube. If I've never seen you at the lodge, thank you. Okay. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Eric. All of you guys that are in my coaching programs, I appreciate you, man. It means the world to me that you listen and you're coachable and you're hungry and you're humble. Look, come see me at the lodge. I just spent 2 days with about 50 people. Would love to see you at the Elko thing. Love to see you down at our house in Florida at one of our retreats down here. We got coaching getaways. We got couples retreats. We got all kinds of stuff, man. Just go to coachburt.com, check on events, and get in the room with me, and I promise you we will give you everything we got, man, to help you get to a better level, because that's what we do, man. We always over-deliver on what we promise. So you guys have a great Saturday night. God bless you. And I know you're going to go from baby star to big star.